Friends and folks, welcome to the Kaiju Lounge, your home for humor, opinions, nerd shit. I'm your boss monster, Noah Waterman, and when I was a kid, my dad had an absolute infatuation with the characters and creatures from Japanese Tokusatsu shows. Amongst our Ninja Turtles and the occasional Cowboys Mumesa figure were the vinyl chimeras of Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. Truth is, I don't even think my dad knew where they actually came from. He just was infatuated with the general vibe and feeling of them. The one exception was Godzilla. We spent constant hours poring over Godzilla movies, whether it's the original 1954 Godzilla, the various versus movies like Godzilla vs. Mothra in the 1960s, or even the more horrifying but personal favorite of mine, Godzilla vs. Biollante in 1989. Truth is, at some point along the way, I lost that fan. Just kind of lost touch with the joy that kaiju creatures brought me. Now, I haven't completely lost it. Countless hours spent in my dorm playing Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee for GameCube. I'm an unabashed Gigabash fan. Hell, even my job now as an MC for Kaiju Big Battle means I haven't fully lost touch with it, but for someone who runs a channel called the Kaiju Lounge, I can feel like a bit of a poser utilizing the moniker. I'm hoping to change that today. We are here at Industry City in Brooklyn, New York for Kaiju Brooklyn 2, a convention celebrating all things kaiju monsters and culture. Over 20 vendors, various panels, 70th anniversary screening, a cosplay contest, and most importantly, fans of monster mayhem. This is Kaiju Brooklyn. Some swag. Ultraman Rising coming to the Netflix. What a weird resurgence for kind of a niche character. I'm actually pretty psyched about it. It should be a lot of fun. Oops. Sorry. Here's the truth. I don't need a Kamen Rider figure. I don't need 8 Kamen Rider statues in my home. Need is not the question. Do I want them? Yes.
These are some of the originals back here, so you can see what they look like. I mean, they look the same, but you can see
the marks and yeah. Wow.
And these are little originals too, using the same technique, but instead of color pencil, I used ink to ink them.
That's really neat. That's awesome. I was going to wonder if there's any Zilla representation in here.
Yeah, he'd be there by himself.
You're right. No one wants to get too close to him, I understand. This might be the coolest thing I've seen. A Mechagodzilla soap pump. Is he breathing the fire in that? He's got the fire.
Yeah, that's the atomic breath effect. It's like a bug.
Yeah. It's nice, man. It's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't realize they made Metal Creature.
Oh man, it's like a new thing in Japan. I mean, it's not brand new, but they've been coming out with these different series pretty recently.
Yeah?
I just brought that back with me from my trip there.
Oh,
yeah, they're really
wow.
cool, the metal ones. These are my favorite. These like 4-legged and 4-armed ones. They still make the rubber ones too.
No, I mean I have a handful of my old collection that have somehow moved with me, despite the fact that I've never actively packed them. They're like
right.
they're like
They just
cockroaches.
show
They
up,
still show up every once in a while. I open a drawer and suddenly it's like my underwear and one of these. That's a piece. That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool in the box too.
Yeah.
And I think there's like one red one, and it's Ultraman.
Yeah, I was gonna. Oh,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Kaiju Big Battle, right?
Yeah. So
I'm Justin. Nice to meet you.
Justin, man.
I'm Radio Murdoch, Kaiju Pro. That's me. Yeah,
Be there tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And I'm bringing a crew. I've got like 5 or 6
Fuck
people
yeah.
that are coming
Fuck yeah.
with. We always do. Like, I met one of my best friends at a Kaiju Big Battle show. She went by herself. My wife and I were there, and we're like, she's just here on her own. And we introduced ourselves to her. And she's become one of my best friends in the world, and it's been the absolute raddest, man.
That's great. No, I'm so glad to hear that, man. Yeah, I'm so happy to get to be here because it's like this is just so fucking neat.
It's so weird. I came last year, and I was like, I get it, it's tiny. It's intimate.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun, and I just went to their first panel ever, and I had a great time with it. And I go to like all the cons and stuff like that. So this is
cool stuff.
It's absolutely perfect.
Well, I'm glad you put the show tomorrow. I feel like I'm hoping that a lot of people here know about it and go.
I really hope so, yeah.
I feel like it'll be the right
Absolutely.
crowd
They
for
ought
sure.
to. I know when I've mentioned this weekend, I've mentioned it as Big Kaiju Weekend, and I've mentioned both of you.
God, I wish I had a CD player. It's amazing how interested people are in action figures that are fully unopposable. All right, so I got it. Oh my God, I gotta ask, how long did it take you to put this together?
Oh well, me and my buddy did it. We're working on it for about 2 months. Yeah, on and off on weekends. Yeah, it really came together, I think.
I mean, it looks fantastic. You walked by and I immediately knew what it was from. Are you a concrete main?
I am.
Okay.
I am. I also, though I do also enjoy playing as Baltan and Fedora.
Yes. Oh yeah, the new content for the game has been absolutely amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I just have one thing to say to the developers of Gigabash. Concrete plushie when?
Oh my God, yes. Yes, absolutely. That is so cool. What is it about vinyl, unopposable toys that captures people's imagination? Like I grew up in an era of like my Ninja Turtles and all that kind of stuff, and like as time has gone on, they've gotten more articulated. But there's always this love, you see it around everywhere, of the opposite direction. What is it that captures people's imagination?
I think especially on like the current vinyl scene that the real thing what you're running into is you're running into a lot of craftsmen, right? You're running into quality and craftsmanship and people who generally care about the medium, right? The soft vinyl toys are amazing in that you can leave these things in the car, in the sun, they'll get real soft, but then they snap right back into place and everything else. Right. And so, you know, I think that is part of the resurgence in soft vinyl, as well as, again, like craftsmen, people like myself, we have access to be able to do this. Whereas, like, say, a 20-point articulated injection molded plastic thing is a lot further of a reach. You know, you got to have you got to buy units of 1,000 plus in one shot, and that can make it very cost prohibitive. But as an artist, you can bring these things to life in this soft vinyl medium.
All right, so we're here in the upstairs portion of Japan Village here in Industry City. There's some panels happening. There are a couple more vendors. There's also a book off, which has nothing to do with anything for Kaiju Con, but I will absolutely go into because I have no self-control. $200, it's not bad.
Yeah, right.
Also, like, fuck. Look at this. Getting this. I mean, honestly, better have this system and film. First off, that looks delicious.
Oh yeah, I got it right over there.
Okay, I am hungry. I'm not at lunch, and that would ruin everything for me. So it's fantastic. So tell me a little bit what you have here.
Sure, absolutely. So this is an indie comic that I've written and self-published called Primal Warrior Draco-Azul.
Wow.
It's a story about a guy who finds a giant robot from ancient Mayan times and uses it to fight giant monsters that are mysteriously appearing all over modern-day Mexico. And yeah, also a gachapon capsule machine that basically is, for $5 you get one token that'll get you a capsule that comes with 2 figurines, one of them being Draco-Azul himself, and they glow in the dark.
Where does one just happen to fall upon a gachapon machine?
It takes a lot of time, a lot of research, and they would definitely be the ones to ask about all of that.
So this is called Kaiju Chaos, Attack of the Battle Capsules. These characters on this screen here, you'll see here, the animation was done by my good friend Garayan, who is overseas. And these characters here are fan creations from the Kaiju community. Andreas Perez's character, Draco-Azul, as you know, and Atomic Rex, created by Matt Denian. Kamen created by Creature Preacher, who is a very popular 3D artist online, and then Bubbles, who's created by Christopher Kahn, who is a former graphic designer for Super Eye Productions. And these other characters we made up ourselves up here near the top and stuff.
Tell me a little bit about Sakura Central. Like, what can the people at home learn about what you guys?
So Sakura Central was a website that I created with Andreas Perez and Daniel Meany, who's over there in the back. We wanted to make a site to bring both the American community and the Japanese community for anime, tokusatsu, and kaiju together, because that bridge has never been crossed where the communities of like Godzilla fans in Japan and kaiju fans and then also anime fans in Japan have never quite met with the American communities together yet.
What do you think was like the hurdle there? Why? I mean,
The
Godzilla.
challenge?
Yeah, Godzilla films. You know, since they captured the minds of many in like the 70s and 60s, like it definitely had its heyday. What do you think was the challenge, or you know, of kind of really bringing that stuff over? Is it just distance, licensing, or do you think it's more of culturally it wasn't ready in America yet?
So I think what it was is that in Japan, it's definitely been popular for a while, but after the Heisei series was over, that's when Toho decided to do separate movies that had their own stories and stuff. Around that time is when the Godzilla, we call it the Godzilla fatigue, kind of kicked in, which is where, you know, the Millennium series movies just kind of weren't pulling in the numbers, I guess. And then that's when Toho decided, okay, we're going to do one more Final Wars, and then we're just going to like kind of stop. And after that, that's when Godzilla kind of went away from the public's eye for a little bit. But I think the problem with America, though, is that in America, that people are so used to seeing the early Showa, like the late Showa movies, like Godzilla vs. Megalon, and because the public TV would kind of make fun of these movies, it's like, oh, well, these are just goofy, they're comedic, we can't. It
wasn't being taken seriously.
It wasn't being taken seriously because a lot of American TV broadcasters made fun of it back in the 70s.
All right, I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Ultrazilla. You've now hosted a couple panels here at Kaiju Brooklyn. I want to get your thoughts on what is it like having a con like Kaiju Brooklyn that is a little more niche, a little hyper-specific, as opposed to, say, I don't know, a New York Comic Con or these bigger ones that are, you know, a larger part of nerd culture in general. To see something niche down like this, where it's someone who focuses primarily on Kaiju toys and the Tokusatsu side of things, like, what does it mean to you to have something like this here?
Oh, it's fantastic, honestly. Like, getting to G-Fest for me hasn't been easy because I mentioned this a million times today, but I'm in the comic industry, so there's other big cons in Chicago that I end up having to go to. So when G-Fest has always come around, I haven't been able to go. So to have something that's local for me in this community is incredible. It's something I've personally wanted to start for a long time. And when, you know, John and Anthony started Kaiju Brooklyn, I was just like, you know, I know them. So it was just like very awesome to jump aboard right away and be like, hey, I want to be part of this, whatever I could do to promote this and to help it out and to move it forward. You know, has been fantastic. I was like able to spearhead this whole panel movement for this year. So it's been awesome. You know, it's been an awesome show this year and last year. So I'm really looking forward to where this can go too.
Having been part of both, what is the evolution been like from last year to this year? Like, how much have you seen it, having been at both, grown and evolve, and where do you see it going?
Well, you learn a lot, right? So you every year you do something like this, you're gonna learn a lot about, you know, what fans want to see. Like last year, you know, when people would come up to us, they were like, oh, I wish there was panels for the price we're paying and whatever. Or like stars or something, because you know folks get used to seeing certain things at cons, but folks also have to understand it's a growing process, and you know you got to start small, and you got to keep going. I think there's been a lot of good growth this year. They were able to add more tables, for one thing, as well as you know doing the panels this year, which is huge, and we also have VIP night, which is excellent. So there's definitely growth and good growth, I think. I think the feedback is going to be good. I think everybody's had a good time today, so hopefully next year we do even better.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you.
did it take you to make all this?
Honestly, 2 to 3 days.
Really? Okay, it's not actually not that bad. You feel good about it? You gotten good reactions to the con so far?
Yeah, my first time at Kaiju Brooklyn. I've been absolutely loving it.
That's great. That's great. What have you seen here at Kaiju Brooklyn that's really like stuck out to you?
Watching an Ultraman film on a big projector.
That was so cool.
Proud and like a big reaction to a lot of moments. That was great. All our panels, a lot of Ultra alumni, the toy sellers, the amazing cosplays. It's all been great.
Talk to me a little bit about these costumes, about putting it all together and everything. I know you talked a little bit on the panel there, but just for us.
She's the brains and bronze behind it, so she's gonna be answering most of these questions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's
You're along for the ride. That's fine.
He's like my little dress-up Barbie, and the makeup and everything. So I originally made these for an event, funnily enough, that was here last October called City of Gods, which is a House of Yes Halloween event. And the theme really is supposed to be like all things God and divine, but I was like, his name is literally Godzilla. So, like, what's closer to...
What is more divine than Godzilla?
Than Godzilla. So I made these, and I wanted them to be, like, rave-proof, because it wasn't, hence all the stuff is stuffed. There's no hard pieces. So
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Can't hurt himself or anybody else.
That's also very satisfying to touch.
It's nice. It's just
Oh my God.
It had to be me-proof, because I will definitely jump around on everything.
Yeah, it had to be him-proof. I didn't want him to lose his tail or anything. He's got, like, a tail.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all...
That's great.
UV reactive. So...
Wow.
And his makeup as well is UV reactive.
So enough Molly, you could do this for hours, I feel like.
Exactly.
Yes, so
You're getting it. You're getting it.
No, I totally understand. Yeah, their kids are on. It's fine.
This
You guys at Kaiju Brooklyn last year, or is this the first?
No, this is our first time, but we are big Kaiju
I
fans.
saw an advertisement in Kinokuniya about this, and then that was like Sunday, and I was like, oh, we gotta go.
Jumped on it immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
Big Godzilla fans. We've seen all the Heisei series, and the next movie we're supposed to see is tonight, so it was like the perfect...
Oh, it just lines right up.
We've been watching them all in order, and just serendipitously, this was the next one that we needed to watch. So we were like, oh, well, we have to go out for it. And then we got here, and I wasn't planning on entering the cosplay contest.
After the 100th person, you said maybe you should do it.
I mean, look, honestly, you could have told me this was store-bought and I would have believed you. Like, you guys did a great job with this. It's absolutely amazing.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem. What have you seen so far here at Kaiju Brooklyn that's like really stood out to you?
Well, we liked the exhibitor hall a lot. He does have a massive collection of Godzilla
I
t-shirts.
went to Japan and then just replaced all the shirts in my wardrobe with Godzilla shirts.
He really did. It's all Godzilla.
All right, big Kaiju fans, this is perfect then. I've been playing a game with people called Kaiju or Pharmaceutical. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and list out some names. I just need you to tell me if it's a kaiju or a drug. Okay?
Let's see what they do.
Mutavore.
I want it to be a pharmaceutical, but I'm gonna say kaiju.
Pharmaceutical.
Mutavore. That is a kaiju.
Oh, Kaiju.
Pharmaceutical.
Wait, that's from Pacific Rim.
Right on the nose, absolutely. Kaiju from Pacific Rim. Mutavore is a kaiju from Pacific Rim. Brillianta.
I'm gonna say pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
Now I'm gonna say that's pharmaceutical.
Drug.
Pharmaceutical.
Correct, it helps prevent blood clots.
I'm gonna need it.
Zyva.
I'm gonna say that's also pharmaceutical.
I'm gonna say drug.
Kaiju.
Pharmaceutical.
Kaiju.
Yes, it is the giant crystal monster from the recent game Gigabash.
That guy would know that.
Zyva from Gigabash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Farsiga.
Kaiju.
Oh, pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
Drug.
Kaiju.
I'm gonna say also pharmaceutical.
Correct, that is an oral medication for diabetes, heart disease, and kidney disease.
Also gonna need that one.
Narcan.
No, that one's pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Pharmaceutical.
Oh, that one. That's a pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
That is certainly a pharmaceutical.
Yes, a nasal spray to treat opioid overdose. Servum.
Ooh, I'll say kaiju. I have no idea. Kaiju.
Serve 'em. Let's go kaiju.
A drug.
A drug.
Kaiju-like.
Oh, Planet Eater. Or no, Planet of the Monsters.
Oh, Servum's definitely a kaiju.
Correct, that is the evil Godzilla spawn from Godzilla Planet of the Monsters on Netflix. Pharmady.
Drug.
Kaiju.
Pharmaceutical.
Pharmady. That's a pharmaceutical.
Kaiju.
Let's go kaiju.
Monster.
The final boss of SNK is King of the Monsters 2.
Oh yeah.
The big blob monster.
Yeah, exactly.
With weird face at the end. Yeah.
You know what? Most people knew the game, did not know the creature. I'm very impressed with that. Vraylar.
A kaiju?
Pharmaceutical.
Kaiju. That sounds like a kaiju.
I'm gonna say that's a monster. Drug.
Ooh.
You're mixed kaiju. I'm gonna go kaiju.
Your first guess would have been good. Used for bipolar disorder. Valful.
Kaiju.
Pharmaceutical.
I'm gonna say that's a monster. Drug.
Kaiju.
It is a kaiju from Kaiju Big Battle, the wrestling company.
Battle.
Good.
Wait, Kaiju Big Battle, the one that's hosted in New York?
Yes.
We've been trying to go to that, and I have no idea how to find any information about that.
This could take a while. Why don't we check out the cosplay contest? Okay.
So thank you all so much for joining the third cosplay contest at Kaiju Brooklyn 2. Step over to the side. We're going to go category by category, starting with the kids category, which is give it up for the winner of the kids competition. Okay, and the Sentai Heroes, step forward a little bit. Sentai Heroes competition. The hero, and you got to set on. So the last category, go ahead, step forward. The Kaiju monster, concrete Mothra, color Mothra, okay. I think the building's got it, guys.
And then one more, make it count. 1, 2, 3.
Want to hop in real fast? We talked earlier, but you're walking away a winner in the cosplay contest. How's that feel?
It feels pretty good, you know. I can't wait to tell my buddy Alex, who couldn't be here. You know, he and I worked so hard on this costume, and it's just really nice to see it appreciated.
And again, Gigabash love. I will never going to get angry about that. It deserves its day in the sun, and hopefully, if you want to pay a cosplayer to come and represent you at a con like this is the way to go. I'm already sweating balls off, and this thing breathes easily. How hot are you in the sun right now?
I'm hot as if I was in the Amazon desert.
How long did it take you to put all this together?
I think months. Around 2 months or 3 months. I had to get piece by piece finished.
It's very well done. You're walking away with a win in the Sentai department. How's that feel to have put all that effort in and walk away as one of our big cosplay winners tonight?
It feels really good. The convention that I went to previously, I didn't win, but it feels good. It feels good.
This is the redemption arc. You've made it through. Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Big winner walking today with the Ultraman costume. Talk to me a little bit about this.
My dad's brother made this made this out of fabric, and then the mask I got from Amazon, and we slowly put it together. And so yeah, this is the whole entire costume.
Well, you're the youngest. Yeah, look at that. You're the youngest person definitely involved in the cosplay contest, and the costume looks absolutely amazing. Is this your first cosplay? Do you do a lot of cosplay cons?
This is my first Ultraman cosplay, but this is also my first ever contest I've done of costume, like a costume kaiju contest. So thanks to me, I'm the winner.
Yeah, there we go. Pat yourself in the back. You walk away, first ever con, and you came away as a winner. That's got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Like, I did not expect I was gonna win. I was expecting 4th place.
Well, you came out with a #1 ticket here.
Subscribe to Zeke Goji45. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Zeke Goji45.
Zeke Goji45, help a brother out.
A final post here.
Well, this has certainly been a bit of a wild ride, a bit of a wild experience, guys. Kaiju Brooklyn has definitely been a little eye-opening. I never would have thought something this niche, this specific, have this much of a fan base, this much of a supportive culture, and there really is something to this. Since the 1950s to now, Godzilla, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, all these tokusatsu icons have lasted and grown into this fandom of its own. It's great to see, and we are just at the beginning. This is only Kaiju 2. There are still many more years to go, and I, for one, that was adorable. I, for one, cannot wait to see how this con evolves and grows from them. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, coming on this journey with me. Until we speak again, stay cool, stay hip, stay heavy.